On her website, she calls herself a centaur from the waist up. I laughed at that way too long, so I just wanted to share. Diana Khoi Nguyen has poems in Poetry, American Poetry Review, PEN America, the Iowa Review, Denver Quarterly, and Gulf Coast, among others. She has received awards, scholarships, and fellowships from the Academy of American Poets, Key West Literary Seminars, Red Loaf Writers Conference, Provincetown, Fine Arts.
Okay, anyway, thank you for spending part of or all of your Friday evening here, and thank you to Malvern Books and to our wonderful literary confectionery hostesses. I love ice cream, so this is the best.
She makes great ice cream.
Oh, I also make ice cream. Yeah, that's right. I haven't done that in a while. Okay. There are no ice creams in these poems, but that's a shame. So just a little bit of background. I was obsessed for a while with the sport buzkashi. And if you don't know what buzkashi is, it's considered the national sport of Afghanistan. It's kind of like polo, so you have riders on horses, and they compete to get like the ball from one scoring circle to the other, except it's only played in the harshest of winter months. And instead of a ball, it's actually a carcass of a goat or a young calf or a sheep that's decapitated, cut the knees, like the knees down, and then like the innards are removed and then it's packed with sand. And it's so heavy that two riders have to carry it together. It's really cool to like watch and go down that rabbit hole on the internet. Dream of mine is to see this sport played one day. Anyway, this was, yeah, okay. Buzkashi. A husband puts an Afghan over the dead goat's torso, combs the knots out of her beard. The goat smells chalk, wonders when the riders will come in their wool packles, red from walnuts, spurs churring like castanets. The buzkashi whips will grow damp in their mouths, their rope belts slowly twisting in place. She knows not to be devoured is a perfect sentiment because she has thoughts to gather, faces to grow, hunger this morning and no throat, only the song in her teeth that goes on indefinitely as he saws off each hoof just above the ankle, her knees bent for praying. Her head is axed. Her collar falls to the ground, its circle unbroken. She looks to see how deep is the pool of blood, is a river of no one becoming her. With salt in her heart, she'll stay good for days. He's been to her like her father he killed. He's been to her like the father he killed. He turns her face to the window. Mountains, oddly still in the milk broth of oblivion. Intercourse. The sun drove a man in the ground like a stake. Ghost of one. One evening, a man and a woman, parents to two daughters, watched the 1948 movie Oliver Twist, go to sleep, and in the morning named their only son Oliver. The family rejoices, even though they are industrious refugees who previously celebrated nothing and for several years buy him gifts, feed him fat. The eldest daughter resembles her brother until she wakes up one morning from a dream in which he lay in ermine, tightly holding to a scepter. Soon after, her hips widen. One lone hair grows in her armpit. Sometimes the daughter feels like a son. Sometimes the son feels like a shadow. You can't draw inside the body, he says to his first grade teacher. So why try to draw what's inside the body at all? 2. If one has no brother, then one used to have a brother. There is, you see, no shortage of gain and loss. Let's admit, without embellishment, what we do with each other. When the daughter begins to walk, it is apparent that she ambles pigeon-toed. A doctor tells her alarmed parents that no surgery is needed, just some roller skating. Each day after work, the father helps his daughter stay upright on her skates. If you have a father, then you also have a son. A child has difficulty weaning from nursing bottle to glass of milk. Concise in her expression of impatience, the mother pours a gallon of milk over the girl's head. A tiger came across a donkey and, having never seen a donkey before, mistook it for a god. After everyone has gone to bed, an eldest child hoists her younger brother over her shoulders, then is she over his shoulders, and they sway as one into the middle sister's room. Who is weak and who is weaker, and what does relativity have to do with it? 3. Let me tell you a story about refugees. A mother and her dead son sit in the back seat of his car. It's intact in their garage, and he is buckled in. She brushes the hair behind his ear. This is the old country, and this is the new country, and the air in the car is the checkpoint between them. Let me tell you a story about seatbelts. When driving her children to the local pool, a mother enumerates to her children their failures. There was a mother, she said, who put her children in a car, sewing their seatbelts so they couldn't unbuckle them, who drove them off a seaside cliff. A boy on a unicycle goes round and round the lighthouse, dodging tourists, ridicule, and awe. He doesn't go up. He doesn't fall down. Son, says the mother, meaning child, not her husband. Son, says the father, whose name is Song. Sister, says the son, lying in a coffin. To hell with family, says the rest of the family. 4. A brother is a brother when he has at least one sibling. The brother believes he is not a brother, but one in name only. When the brother meets a couple his parents' age, he takes the time to tell them he's an only child and an orphan. The 3 of them agree that one must not be without family, that there must be at least 2 in a family, that 3 is even better. They embrace, and the couple encourages the brother waiting for the other shoe to drop. Whose shoe? His or the couple's? 5 pairs of shoes dangle from a pole of a traffic light. Over time, birds make a nest in each hollow, each separate space. 5. Your hat is Mexican? Asks the sailor in Côte d'Azur. No, it's Moroccan. Are you from Japan? Asks a Moroccan shopkeeper in Marseille. No, I'm American. Is belonging and fulfillment possible without family? No. Is it possible with family? No. You cannot connect if you keep answering no. You cannot keep your brother alive if you keep your mouth shut. You cannot keep your brother alive. At camp, some counselors take kids on an excursion into the woods, leading them in a game of hide and seek. One boy, a deaf child who was also going blind, hid so well that they couldn't find him, and he didn't find his way back. He had done everything right. Nabokov says, the lost glove is happy. Is the lost brother happy? 6. A man lies in an open grave after a body is taken out of it. This practice is said to lengthen life expectancy. The brother imagines his bed is a nest in which his body is removed. There's a story about a man galloping by another man who asks, "Where are you going?" "Ask my hearse," says the man. "I was never lost in the jungle," says the father, "just looking for a way out." The Exodus, Saigon to Los Angeles, 1975 to 2015. For a long time, it didn't seem possible. Then the whispering grew louder. the blum and her and hum of synchronous movements, as in a murmuration, leaderless, with the shades drawn. A poet burning his life's work, a mother measuring out small bottles of poison. As my grandfather and his sons were ushered through the droves, remorse rose up in him, tear gas blowing over and over and over. Then everyone became equals, each one disappearing in the shadow of another. Touch as a bird rarely seen unless believed in, wretched. A youth points a toy gun at her chest, stupid girlish pleasure returning for a moment. Still, every living body finds a routine, no matter its damage. 2 minutes after I was born, I had already made my first evacuation. Years later, when I found myself in Saigon, I bought a lighter at the war market. Etched on one side was a nude woman, reclined with her legs spread, an owl at her sex, one wing in, the other wing out, 2 owls standing by. Why should we mourn? Isn't this the history we want, one in which we survive? After many days at sea, my mother's guised boat found rescue. A young man collapsed and died beside her, the journey's end too much to bear. Before my brother was born, all 4 of us slept beside one another in one bed. In an effort to resist memory, my mother asked me to shake her awake. The night before the monks came to usher my brother out of the realm of the living, we gathered on the same bed, sifted through photos and stories of him. At the funeral, his hand was warm, where my mother would not let go. Maybe you'd forget why you were here, that you didn't belong, that just because it was like life didn't mean it could be life, that you could come back to life but not return to living. And if you bypassed a war, the war wouldn't bypass you. Brief logic. If you swim against the fish, your legs will grow longer. If you swim with the fish, every bowl of water will tremble in your hands. If the fish swim across your path, hang your head in imitation of a child hiding her face. For there is no calm in life, not even underwater. If there is a calm, it can be found after death, if something comes after it. If swimming comes after death, you are not alive. If you swim, you aren't swimming, you're unafraid in the ocean. If you are unafraid, beware. If you fear, it is yourself you fear. For there's no one else around. If there's no one else around, read out loud, just to hear a voice. If you are underwater, be careful, the reef is under threat. For others, keep on living, or try to. For those who try to live, there are those who won't. If this doesn't end the world will end after. If your brother dies, you will see your brother. If your brother is killed, you will see your brother. If your brother killed himself, you will see your brother. If your brother killed your brother, you were a brother. For the brother is a subverter of the sister. If the brother is a subverter of the sister is a subverter of the brother, if the brother is alive. Each day, I want my hair short, and the next day, the opposite. Each day I want my hair long, and the next day, the opposite. Each day is the next day, and its opposite. That which is the identical on land is fraternal underwater. That which has happened cannot happen again. If it cannot happen again, it is nothing. When I am nothing, I am going to miss the groceries here.